Guys, so in this section, when we are, when we talk about investing in fixed income, yes, we care about the valuation of the fixed income, but we also care about the returns which you're going to get when you invest in the fixed income securities. And there are different types of fixed income securities. The popular ones I'm talking, uh, fixed coupon bonds. They give you fixed coupon every period. Then there are also, callable bonds, puttable bonds, and then floating rate notes or floating rate bonds where the coupons are floating. We already discussed about how do you calculate the return on a fixed coupon bond. Well, that is nothing but the YTM. Now we are kind of moving or focus, changing or diverting our focus on floating rate note or floaters. How do you calculate the return which you're going to get once you invest? But before we get into those things in nitty gritties, it is very important that I help you recollect what are floating rate notes and few nitty gritties around that. So yeah, floating rate note, yeah, floaters. How do they really? I mean, why are they called floating coupon bond or floating rate notes?
So they follow the market reference rate.
They follow the market reference rate. So on day one of the issuance of the bond, it is informed, mentioned, and agreed by the investor as well as the borrower that the coupon rate is not going to be mentioned anywhere beforehand. It will be a reference rate, a market reference rate, right? Well, in your book it is called MRR. That's a full form of, that's an abbreviation of market reference rate. There are different types of market reference rate. Market reference rate is a common noun. Uh, in Tokyo it is called Tokyo Interbank Offer Rate. In Mumbai it is called MIBOR, TIBOR, SOFR, which is in USA, SONIA, which is in London. So there are different market reference rates. Now tell me, uh, when I say that the coupon rate is equal to the market reference rate, and the fact that it is called floating rate note, are you trying to say that this market reference rate will be different at different point in time, and that's why the coupon rate will keep on floating? I mean, it could
Yes.
be 2% in one period, maybe 4% in another period, 3% in another period. Can I say that is what makes it floating? The market reference rate keeps on changing. So the market reference rate on that particular day will become the coupon rate. So if on that particular the market reference rate is 2%, the coupon rate will also be 2%. If it is 4%, the coupon rate will also be 4%. If the market reference rate is 3%, the coupon rate will also be 3%, because coupon rate is pegged, PEGGED, pegged to the market reference rate. Am I correct? Now, one more thing I just want to be sure that whatever is the market reference rate at the start of the period, that becomes your coupon rate. But the coupon payment happens at the end of the period. Am I correct with this understanding? That whatever market reference rate is decided at the start of the period, the coupon rate is paid at the end of the period. Am I correct in this understanding? All of you? Did you take note of that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And also, did you take note of that at the end of every period, in this case it is year, at the end of every period, the coupon rate changes, 2%, then 4%, then 3%. The coupon rate changes because the market reference rate changes. And this period, whenever the coupon rate changes, is referred as the reset date. Why? Because on this date, the coupon rate resets to the newer rate. Okay? Clear about this? So now we are going to discuss about the valuation of the floating rate bond, and while we are discussing that, parallelly we will also talk about the how to calculate the return or the YTM of a floating rate bond. Shall we?
So what is the reset date?
The date on which the coupon rate changes based on then existing market reference rate. So if coupons are paid every year, then the reset date is every year. The date on which the coupon rate changes, because the market reference rate changes. Are you getting it? 2%, 4%, 3%. That's a reset date. Clear about this, all of you? Achha, one more last thing. If the coupons are paid every year, then we will refer 360 market reference rate, 360 MRR. But if the coupons are paid every quarter we will refer at 90-day MRR, right? जितना पीरियड का कूपन है उतना ही पीरियड का हम लोग इंटरेस्ट रेट देखेंगे ना. क्या बोलता है चेतन भाई? हो, याद रखियो. So yeah, I think I have kind of noted down few important points. One is the reset date. Another is the coupons are paid in arrears. Arrears मतलब रेट पहले डिसाइड होता है, पेमेंट बाद में होता है एंड ऑफ द पीरियड में, बराबर है. योर कूपन periodicity. Periodicity means whether it is quarterly coupon, semi-annual coupon, annual coupon. Your coupon periodicity is equal to the, you know, what do you say? Same period MRR. Like if it is a 90-day coupon, then it is 90-day MRR. If it is coupon is paid semi-annual, then it is 180-day MRR. Okay, so same period MRR, same periodicity, I would say. I hope we have taken note of all these things. Now let's focus our discussion on what should be the value of a floating rate bond. Now in this case, one more thing I forgot to mention. Can I say the MRR itself, market reference rate, is the rate at which one bank will borrow and lend to another bank? Can I say MRR is the rate at which one bank will lend to another bank? Because what is MRR? Interbank borrowing rate. MIBOR, Mumbai Interbank borrowing rate, TIBOR, Tokyo Interbank borrowing rate. Are you getting it? Interbank offer rate, sorry, not borrowing rate. Barabar hai? So what I'm trying to make you realize is that the MRR captures the rate at which one bank will lend to another bank. Can I say it captures the bank risk only? So if a bank is issuing a floating rate note, the coupon rate, yes, will be equal to MRR. But if a non-bank, like a corporate, manufacturing company, service company, is issuing a floating rate note, in that case, the coupon rate will be MRR plus additional percentage. बिकॉज ज़्यादा रिस्क है ना कॉर्पोरेट का. कल उठ के अगर बैंक डूबेगा और कॉर्पोरेट डूबेगा तो गवर्नमेंट पहले बैंक को बचाने को आएगा और फिर कॉर्पोरेट को बचाएगा इन दी ऑर्डर. तो कॉर्पोरेट का रिस्क ज़्यादा होता है, तो उसका कूपन रेट भी MRR प्लस समथिंग होगा, मे बी 1%, 0.5%, 2%, पर ज़्यादा होगा. इसे कहते हैं मार्जिन. आर यू गेटिंग इट? दिस एंटायर थिंग इज रेफर्ड एज द मार्जिन. अभी मैं इसका नामकरण कर ही रहा हूँ तो बोल देता हूँ, इसे कहते हैं कोटेड मार्जिन. गेटिंग इट? कीप दैट इन माइंड. विल कम टू दैट अ लिटिल लेटर. सो फार सो गुड गाइस. हाँ, सो नाउ लेट्स फोकस, शिफ्ट आवर फोकस ऑन अंडरस्टैंडिंग. Let's shift our focus on understanding what will be the value of a floating rate bond when a bank is issuing it. So yeah. Let's say a bank is issuing a 3-year annual floating rate note. So in this case, because a bank is issuing, देखो corporate के बारे में बाद में बात करूँगा, because in this case the bank is issuing, we have to find out the value of this bond on day 0, 3 साल का है. अच्छा, 3 साल का floating rate bond है, annual coupon वाला. Can I say the MRR will be equal to 360 MRR? Not 90 MRR, not 180 MRR, 360 MRR. बराबर है? All of you, do you agree or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool then. So now I'm giving you some numbers. Let's say here it is 2%, the MRR, and hence the coupon rate. Here it is 6%, and here it is 4%. Let's say the par value I don't think so it is required, but still I'm mentioning. Let's say the par value is $1,000. So then can I say at the end of first period, the bank will pay you, sorry, the arrow is small. At the end of first period, the bank, the borrower, in this case, the borrower is the bank because they are issuing floating rate note, will pay you $20 because 2% into 1,000. Then at the end of year 2, they will pay you $60 because 6% into $1,000. And at the end of year 3, they will pay you coupon of $40 plus another $1,000 is something which you'll get back. Am I correct that these will be the future cash flows of the floating rate bond issued by a bank? All of you? Do you all agree with this? So now how do you calculate the value of the bond? All I need to take all these future cash flows and discount it back to today. All of you? Okay. So yeah, then
So,
let's.
how do you predict the interest rate?
We are not going to predict it. I am just telling you, let's say you knew about it.
Okay.
I'm just throwing a hypothetical situation just to prove a point. Let's say you knew about it. Guys, this 2%, 6%, 4%, you do not know today. Today, you just know 2%. You have no idea that it is going to be 6%. You have no idea it is going to be 4%. I am saying, let's say we knew about it. If we knew about it, what would be the calculation? Are you in sync with what I'm trying to do over here? I have just created a hypothetical situation which will never occur, just to drive a particular concept. Shall we?
Yes, sir.
Vasudev? Okay. So then, let's use a different color. I want to find out the value of the bond today. So now let's start with this number. At the end of year 3, the cash flows which are going to occur is, given this information, is going to be 1040. बराबर है? बराबर ना? Now the question is, I always discount the future cash flows at the required rate of return. So in this case, what is the required rate of return? I said, tell me, sir, do you agree that we will discount it with the required rate of return?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, when we say required rate of return, are we trying to say required rate of return are we saying required rate of return of an individual investor or all the participants in the market together?
So all the participants.
So then can I say that we are going to discount it with the market rate of return, market rate of interest? So then
Yes.
would I be wrong to say that I will discount $1,040 with 1.04? What's it? Because 4% is the MRR, which is also the coupon rate, by the way. Because coupon rate is equal to MRR, right? बैंक ने इशू किया है. What's it, वासुदेव? अगर तुमको मालूम होता कि 4% है, तो NIC will discount it at 4% only. What is coupon rate? तुम लोग को हाँ या ना में जवाब देना पड़ेगा, because फिर मैं अपने हिसाब से
So, but sometimes the YTM is different from the coupon rate, right?
See, that's what I'm trying to make you realize that I'll come to that later. Forget about the YTM. वो fixed coupon का बांध किया था हम लोग ने. फिलहाल, you will, whether it is any security or any asset, you will discount the future cash flows at the market rate of interest, the required rate of return of all the investors. Can I say in this case, the market rate of interest is 4% only? MRR is 4%. Coupon rate is also 4%. So can I say I will discount it? Now here's the thing. This 4% is applicable, can I say, for the third year only? Because for the first 2 years, the interest rates are different. Na? MRR is different. Barabar? So can I say it will be raised to the power 1? Now when I do this calculation, I will get the answer, but it will be just 1 year behind because it is raised to the power 1. And if you do the calculation, over here the value of the bond at the end of year 2 or start of year 3 will be $1,000, right? Achha, can I say one more thing using green color? Now at the end of year 2 or at the start of year 3, can I say you're also getting a $60 of coupon? Now I need to see, I want to find out the value of the bond today. So now can I say I will have to discount it 1 year further back, but I have to now discount $1,060 back, and it will be, can I say, 1.06, because 6% is applicable for this period, year 2, and 6% is applicable for only one period, which is year 2 only. Can I say it will be raised to the power 1? And if I discount this further back, what I will get is basically $1,000, the present value of future cash flows of the bond at the end of year 1, $1,000. But guess what? Using purple color, not purple color, I'll use dark blue color. Can I say at the end of year 2, you are also getting $20 of cash flow? Now the present value of cash flows in year 2 and year 3, green and purple color is $1,000. Can I say I will have to add $20, the future cash flows at the end of year 1? And now I will discount them further at the market rate of interest, which is 1.02 raised to the power 1. Can I say, guys, because the coupon rate is equal to the market reference rate, on the date when the bond is issued, the bond will be definitely issued at par, because the coupon rates are discounted at the same number, because coupon rate is equal to the market rate. Are you getting it, all of you? Do you agree with this conclusion? Conclusion number 1, in case of a floating rate note, valuation on the date of issuance, FRN will always be at par. Now here's what I'm trying to tell you. What did I say? What did I tell you? कि भाई समझो, I made you think hypothetically कि 6% और 4% तुमको मालूम है. मैं क्या बोल रहा है, भले ना आगे जाके 16% और 14% हो जाए. My point is 16% coupon will be discounted at 16%, 14% coupon will be discounted at 14%. So even if you don't know the future coupon rate, even if you don't know the future MRR, which is the coupon rate, can I say all the respective coupon rates will be discounted at the same market reference rate because they are the same number? मैंने तो 6% और 4% का सहारा इसलिए लिया ताकि तुमको न्यूमरिकली एक्सप्लेन कर सकूं और कंक्लूड कर सकूं कि भाई ऑन द डेट ऑफ इशुएंस floating rate note will always be issued at par. Why? Because every coupon will be discounted at the same rate because coupon rate is equal to MRR. What's it? There are 2-3 conclusions हुए, but फिलहाल ये समझ लो. Do you agree with this? अरे सारे अजय देवगन
सब
कैसे
आपका
क्यों बन रहे
समझाओ
हो?
ना सर.
पहले तो कंक्लूजन अग्री किया तुमने. FRN का जो वैल्यूएशन है ऑन द डेट ऑफ इश्यूएंस, FRN विल बी एट पार. गिवन द एग्जांपल 2%, चाहे 6%, 4%, वो समझा? अच्छा,
यस
एट द
सर.
स्टार्ट ऑफ द एग्जांपल मैंने क्या बोला था? हाइपोथेटिकली समझो कि तुमको पहले से मालूम है कि 6% और 4% होने वाला है MRR. देख, हर पीरियड पे इफ आई यूज ब्लैक कलर, यहाँ पे सर्कल बना रहा हूँ, हर पीरियड पे कैन आई से ब्लैक कलर सर्कल के हिसाब से बात करें तो कूपन रेट इज इक्वल टू MRR. तो जो कूपन रेट होगा वही MRR होगा. MRR क्या है? रिक्वायर्ड रेट ऑफ रिटर्न ऑफ द ऑल द इन्वेस्टर्स इन द मार्केट, जो बैंक का रिस्क कैप्चर करता है. बराबर? तो मैंने ये एग्जांपल में हाइपोथेटिकली इमेजिन किया कि भाई समझो हमको मालूम है कि 6% और 4% MRR होने वाला है. समझो हमको मालूम है कि 6% और 4% कूपन रेट होने वाला है. समझो मालूम है. तो हमने क्या किया? 4% के कूपन कैश फ्लोज को 4% से डिस्काउंट किया. देखो, न्यूमरेटर में कूपन रेट है, डिनोमिनेटर में MRR से डिस्काउंट किया है. फिर ग्रीन कलर पे आता है. 6% का कूपन कैश फ्लो $60 को भी 6% MRR से डिस्काउंट किया. और बाद में 2% का कूपन कैश फ्लो $20, उसको भी 2% MRR से डिस्काउंट किया। अभी मैं तुमको क्या बोल रहा हूँ, 6% और 4% हमको मालूम है पहले से था, पर अगर हमको नहीं भी मालूम होता तो कहने से आंसर फिर भी $1000 ही होता। मैं वही बोला खाली, समझो 16% होता। रियलिटी में जाके समझो ये इन्फॉर्मेशन है ही नहीं तुम्हारे पास। यू डोंट नो वेदर इट इज 6%, यू डोंट नो वेदर इट इज 4%। वो वासुदेव बोला ना स्टार्टिंग में, सर हमको मालूम होगा क्या? नहीं मालूम होगा। पर जो भी नंबर होगा 16% निकला तो 16% कूपन रेट विल बी डिस्काउंटेड एट 16% MRR, तो आंसर तो पार पे ही आएगा ना। बराबर है भूमिका, श्रीवास्तव, पीयूष?
यस सर।
तो ये था कंक्लूजन नंबर 1 कि भाई, कंक्लूजन नंबर 1, सॉरी बैड ड्राइंग, बट यू गॉट इट राइट। कंक्लूजन नंबर 2 पे जाओ। कैन आई से कंक्लूजन नंबर 2 कि भाई फ्लोटिंग रेट नोट विल बी ट्रेडिंग एट पार ऑन एवरी रीसेट डेट। देखना, ईयर 1 के एंड में भी $1000 पे हो रहा है ग्रीन कलर, ईयर 2 के भी एंड में $1000 पे ट्रेड हो रहा है पर्पल कलर, और लास्ट डे पे तो $1000 पे आएगा ना, कन्वर्ज हो जाएगा ना वो पार की तरफ। लास्ट डे पे कौन सा गधा तेरे को 1000 के ऊपर बेचेगा या 1000 के नीचे बेचेगा और 1000 के ऊपर तू खरीदेगा? कोई नहीं खरीदेगा। सो देन कैन आई से फ्लोटिंग रेट नोट especially issued by the bank will be trading at par on every reset date। कॉर्पोरेट के केस में अलग हो जाएगा डिस्कशन, क्योंकि वहां पे फिक्स मार्जिन आ रहा है, वो बाद में बात करेंगे। फिलहाल बैंक के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से समझो। डू यू अग्री विद दीज 2 कंक्लूजन्स? टेक योर टाइम, एब्जॉर्ब करो हर एक चीज़ को। अगर कुछ सवाल है तो बताओ, नहीं तो फिर विल एंड दिस पार्ट ऑफ द डिस्कशन हियर। तुम लोग का एब्जॉर्ब हो गया तो बताना। तीसरा कंक्लूजन बाकी है, तीसरा और आखिरी कंक्लूजन। सो यार फर्स्ट 2 कंक्लूजन तो यही बोल रहा है दैट वेदर इट इज डे 1 और वेदर इट इज ऑन द रीसेट डेट, द फ्लोटिंग रेट बॉन्ड इशूड बाय बैंक विल बी ट्रेडिंग एट पार। बट कैन आई से दैट एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द पीरियड यस कूपन रेट फिक्स हो जाता है, बराबर है, और वही कूपन रेट मिलेगा फिर 2% का 2% ही रहेगा, 6% का 6% ही रहेगा, और 4% का 4% ही रहेगा, बराबर है? बराबर ऑल ऑफ यू? कैन आई से that for that particular year or for that particular period the coupon rate is fixed? जैसे कि फर्स्ट ईयर के लिए कूपन रेट इज फिक्स्ड एट 2%, फिर चाहे बैंक का रिस्क बढ़े या घटे। फॉर द सेकेंड ईयर ग्रीन कलर द कूपन रेट इज फिक्स्ड एट 6% फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर पीरियड, बिकॉज अगले दिन भी MRR बदल सकता है ना। लेट्स से एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ ईयर 2 एंड ऑफ ईयर 1 ग्रीन कलर के शुरुआत में तुम्हारा कूपन रेट है 6%, पर अगले दिन क्या ऐसे MRR बदल सकता है, 6% का 6.5% हो सकता है, 5.5% हो सकता है। तो कैन आई से दैट बिटवीन 2 कूपन डेट अ फ्लोटिंग रेट नोट, between 2 coupon date a floating rate note could be trading at par, premium or discount based on what the MRR moves? Par, premium or discount between 2 reset date या कूपन डेट। कंक्लूजन नंबर 3, 2 कूपन डेट के बीच में, 2 रीसेट डेट के बीच में अ फ्लोटिंग रेट नोट कुड बी ट्रेडिंग एट अबाउट 1000, बिलो 1000 और एट 1000 डिपेंडिंग अपॉन। देखो कूपन रेट जो है वो तो स्टार्ट ऑफ द पीरियड में फिक्स हो गया, स्टार्ट ऑफ एनी पीरियड फिक्स हो गया, पर उसके बाद वाले दिनों से अंटिल द नेक्स्ट 360 डेज, नेक्स्ट 360 डेज कहना ऐसे MRR बदलता ऊपर नीचे जा सकता है। तो उसके वजह से बिटवीन 2 रीसेट डेट, between 2 coupon date the floating rate note issued by the bank कैन बी ट्रेडेड एट पार, प्रीमियम और डिस्काउंट डिपेंडिंग अपॉन MRR कहाँ पे है. कूपन रेट यहाँ पे है और MRR ऊपर है, तो इन दैट केस इट विल बी अ डिस्काउंट. कूपन रेट इज लेस देन MRR. कूपन रेट यहाँ पे और MRR नीचे है, तो इट विल बी ट्रेडिंग एट प्रीमियम. जनता को इतना रिटर्न चाहिए पर तुम ज़्यादा दे रहे हो, तो डिमांड ज़्यादा होगा, प्राइस ज़्यादा होगा. So yeah, that concludes our discussion on floating rate note, the valuation of it in the case when it is issued by the bank. On the date of issuance and on the reset date, it will be trading at par, but between two reset date, it will be trading at par or premium or discount depending upon where the MRR is as compared to the coupon rate.